All right, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Perfect. All right. Should be a little louder today. I just realized that the sound was really low on the capture card. All right. I'm going to jump in and get started with a few things, and we'll wait for some other people to join the stream. My plan today is to build out a little bit more of this file system, and what I'm hoping to be able to do, let's hide this comp stuff, is let's see if we can get these to let's see if we can just make sure we got all the artwork, because I'm going to start cutting this up. I started laying some of it out yesterday, and we'll go from there. So let's start the Pomodoro timer. I don't know what that was. There. I think the what I need to do is I'm probably going to need to add a little bit more space to the bottom of this. Let's just do 3, 3. Whoops. Well, you know what? I saw a new feature in Photoshop. Let's try to give Photoshop some praise. Plus 36. Hey, look at that. That was actually pretty neat. All right. But then I get to this problem where it doesn't know how to resize correctly now unless I hold down Shift. All right, so what I'm looking to do is I want to make sure I have all of the disks, and we're going to have to do a few more things here. So, all right, if you didn't catch the stream yesterday, basically what I started building out was just a very, very rough tool to display a desktop and the rest of the file system. Let's actually come into here and let's change the. No, it's not. It's not going to the right tool. Let's see. Where is the BIOS? BIOS, and we're going to set this to File Picker Tool. And so now if we quit this and rerun it, it should go right into the file system. Just taking a quick drink here while this goes. There we go. I mean, already it looks awesome. Oh, let me see if let's see here. So what I wanted to figure out real quick, I don't know if CastPixel did this. Let me see if I can ask her. Your thoughts on full. Actually, I'll bother her later. She's working on something else. So, all right. What we're gonna do is, I think I'm gonna have to make a, I'm gonna have to make an invert. Let me revert this real quick and just see if. All right. I'm gonna have to make some inverted ones of these, but that's fine. What we're gonna do is. Trying to think of how I want to build this out. Let's start with, let's take a look here. Basically, when we click on one of these, it's going to open up. And what I got to what I need to figure out is a few things. Whether I want to cut up this artwork or get the window working. Let's do this. I'm gonna make an inverted version of this, and how is this disc? Wait a minute, I'm really confused. Is this disc smaller than this? Nope, don't do that. Huh. Let me paste this here and just take a look. I guess you shrink it a little bit. All right, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, well, I don't know how, all right, well, I'll deal with this later. What I'm gonna do for right now, it doesn't look like I got that graphic. She's working on like a bunch of stuff for me right now. So what we'll do is I'm just gonna rough it out and then see if that works. I just want to, what I want to do is build out one of these icons and just make sure that it works, and then I will test it out a little bit later. But should be something like this. I feel like she moved it in a little bit, so let's do. I don't know. Caspixel will have a better idea of what she wants this to be like. I'm gonna I'll do a little rough version of it, and then I'll just send that back over to her, because what I want to get is all of this stuff just working on a very like basic level. There we go. Sorry, so we'll leave that there as the inverted version of that, and then we're just gonna have to, for the desktop stuff, in order to get the timing correct, in order to get the layout correct, I had to offset anything that goes on the desktop and then change these ones here. So let's move this over to the side for a second. And I'm gonna replace this yellow I just wanted to send this over to Christine. All right, so I wanted to take, I think the dryer's on. Sorry if you hear the dryer. I'm working on getting a new microphone. and set up. That'll hopefully be a little bit better. All right, we're gonna take this disk here and we're gonna replace this, because what we're gonna do is we'll have an extra music disk. One thing I don't like though is I don't like the I don't like that purple because it's going to sit on a purple. So I'm going to make an executive call. Generally what I do is I take what Christine does, which is amazing, and then I try to tweak it a little bit, in which I screw it up, and then she'll come back in and tell me what I did wrong. But hopefully this will work just fine. Yeah, it's like for some reason this yellow disc isn't matching up the other ones, and it's like sort of, it's getting my OCD. Unless I did this yellow disc here and this green. I don't know. I had to talk to her about what she did here, why they're slightly different, but she just sort of threw them together. I've been giving her like ad hoc things that I need for the engine as I put together as I basically put together this desktop. All right, so that looks good. Just wanted to make sure there wasn't the extra background here. If you're just tuning in, I'm working on creating I'm working on creating the new icons that I need for. Here, we're going to put this down here. And let's hide this background so we can see where I'm lining these things up. But I'm working on the, I do need this background. All right, we'll have to figure this out. So what is that? The music one, the sprite. I hate when it does this. This is like a new thing in Photoshop where it doesn't like to work. Let's paste this here. And we'll get that there. And then I'm just going to replace these with the... I swear am I copying this over, and when I paste it, it used to paste on top, but I don't know. Something's been up with this new version of Photoshop. It's super buggy, and I highly suggest not updating if you're using Creative Cloud. Just stay away. All right, so we'll have that. Let me copy these two out as well. And I'll just put them like down here somewhere. Perfect. All right, so this icon will just simply go on top of there. I'm sure she'll come up with something much better than I did. For this one, we're going to do sort of like a similar thing where it'll just be maybe what I'll do is we'll make this white. I think Cass Pixel's saying she's doing it right now. All right, we'll leave that as is. I'll have her do it, and I'll just refresh the file. We're working in Dropbox anyways right now, so cool. I'm gonna leave that there. Fine. And then what we could do now is I'm gonna copy over these each one of these guys. sorry, she sent me a message. Alright, so that being said, what I'm going to do is trying to also talk to CastPixel on messages here. We'll get this, whoops, this one will go here. Here, whoops. Here. All right, so she's going to work on those. I'll update it when I need it to be done, and then we'll start cutting these out. What I'm thinking of doing is that these are going to be toggle buttons, and when you click on it, it'll invert itself, and there's no overstate. So what I have to do though is I have to figure out how to get it to double click and then toggle it. So I'll figure that one out later. But we have this JSON, this text is new now. I think we have everything else that she added. All I got to do now is, this is what disk 1, all right. So let's do this. Let's take these two here, and we're gonna, so the way that I've been working is selected. I create slices, and then from the slices, I automatically cut them out. Whoops, I want this to be desktop trash selected up. And then I have a naming convention, so as long as I follow the naming convention, the buttons will automatically skin themselves. So let's copy this. And we'll just copy out the rest of these things. All right. So the button should have a, whoops, my mouse lost a connection there. It should have a, there should be logic in there for double click, and we're gonna need that anyways for all this UI. So we'll try to figure out how to get that wired. Right now I'm just gonna do it, I'm gonna do it with the basic and just make sure that I'll just do it where you click on it and it'll invert, and we'll get the window to pop up. I think that's a good place for me to at least get this working. And let's save this, and then output all of these files into the folder. So this will save out each one of these as an individual sprite, and then I can come back here into Pixelvision 8, and if I do games, file picker, and we just open up any one of these, which will get me into the sprite tool. I don't know why the mouse is not hiding. I can rebuild the sprite database, quit, and let's run this back again and see what happens. Right, okay, so what we need to do now is copy this over, open up the sprites, and let's see what, this is 348. 348. Because I was missing the new sprites in there. I didn't know how to map them out. So let's open back up the sprite builder, rebuild the sprite database, and then run this. Cool. So now when you click on it, it'll do this inverted thing. I'm gonna make this double click. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit the mic. Sorry about that. I'll make this a double click later, but I just wanted to make sure you could see just by simply following the naming convention. These things just sort of work. Let me see. Christine's sending me some stuff on message. So let's see. I feel bad. I keep like every time CastPixel like starts getting into like this. We're trying to redesign the chip editor, which allows you to configure a game. Every time we do this, I pull her away for like a whole bunch of little icons, but it's tough. There's a lot of stuff around here to like keep track of. All right, so let's do this. Let's get the next thing I want to do is actually get the window working, and we have these buttons that are being built. What I want to do is this. So let's do button.onAction equals item.path. And we're going to create a new function. Well, technically, here's what we have to do is going to be something like this. It's going to be function open window, and this is going to require a little bit of us playing around with it, but we should have like a path here, and the so the path is going to equal workspace path equals sandbox path equals sandbox. I don't know. I should just get rid of this, honestly. And then the last one is going to be the trash. So what we'll do here is we'll create an action for the trash. And here we'll just open up a workspace slash trash. I think that works. And now we just need to create a new function. So path, and what we do is draw sprites. And what I wanted to look for was, what's the name of this guy here? Window Chrome. So draw sprite IDs. The X and Y values are going to be window Chrome dot sprite 8 by 16. 8 by 16. The width is going to be window Chrome width. False. Oh yeah, false. False. Draw mode equals tilemap cache. And we'll leave everything else as is. So technically what should happen right now is that when we Whoops. What happened? How did I lose? Oh, I don't know. I'm off a little bit here. Look, my kids have been playing with my office chair. So I have this inductive charging mouse, and if you're off of the mouse pad for like a split second, it basically you lose the. Oh, hey, look at that. That's not cool. The message at the bottom of the screen goes away. All right, so, but it did open. And then what we'll do is we'll create a button to close the window. So here, what we'll do is close button equals editor UI create button, and the button's X is going to be at, whoops, rebuild file system. At this point, it shouldn't take me very long to actually build this thing out. 192.16, 192 y equals 16. The name of this is going to be close window. And the tooltip will just say that. And then what we'll do is on update, editor UI update button, and we'll just call this close button. So now if we refresh this, what we should wind up seeing is we can open this up and there's our button and it doesn't do anything. So what we need to do now is add in the logic that just closes the window. This is like really basic stuff. I'm not, oops, all right, crazy dog. So basically what we're gonna do is we'll just have a very simple method to close button on action. Close button on action, close window. And then the joys of recording at home. Oh my God, Bill, hold on a second. Someone's over the house and the dog is now locked up here and he just wants to bark and go down. Okay, so what I was saying was for closing the window, what we're going to do is draw rect, and the rect is going to be 8. So this will be 8, 16. And for right now, what I want to do is just understand, well, we could figure out, we can do this based on the window Chrome. So we can do window Chrome dot width multiplied by 8. And then we can do math dot floor window Chrome dot, well, it would be window Chrome dot sprite IDs divided by window Chrome width. That should give us the height multiplied by 8. Background color. And draw mode tile map cache. So let's see if this works real quick. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to null out the close button. Whoops. And then that will get rid of, that will actually get rid of the close button as well, and it'll stop updating or rendering. There we go. If only everything else after this would be so easy. So all of these are going to open up the files correctly. Now, what the next step of what we need to do, let's see, I think Christine sent me something. So what I want to do now is I noticed an error here. And the problem is that when this window opens up, it's basically being cut off at the bottom by the message bar. And I might disable the message bar on the desktop, but that's sort of like a system-wide thing of where tooltips show up. So let's take a look at how we can fix this. So I got to go back out to the layout and see. I have to go take a look at the comp. And what we're going to do is take a look at what. My wife is trying to put the barking dog in the office. Perhaps doing this stream was not such a good idea today. But I had a little bit of time before the kids had to be picked up from school, so I figured I'd give it a try. All right. What I need to do is I got to move this up a little. And I was looking at doing this the other day, and this will work out. It'll actually work out a little bit better because if we look here, there's a like 5 pixel height between here and here. And what I want to do now is we're going to move this, the bottom of this bar up 5 pixels. And now there'll be enough of a gap between the bottom of the window and the message bar area. I just have to fix this and see what's going on here. Whoops. So these are in 4 block increments. So there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is 1. So let's do this. Let's, wow, Photoshop is really running slow today. There's something about it when I'm like doing the video output for my laptop, it like runs slow. I got to figure out a better way to do this streaming stuff. All right, so let's do this. Let's move this down 1, 2. So there'll be 3 here and 4 at the top, and that's close enough. I'm not going to like lose any sleep over this one. All right, so at this point, what will happen now is the window will give us enough breathing room between the bottom of the screen. I think CastPixel had an idea for like what she wanted like text or something here. I don't know if there's enough room though. Of course there is. She's really good. All right, so you'd get something like the file name, like the full file name would sort of go here and then maybe like the size or something. I'm going to leave that empty for right now, and we'll figure that out. But the good news is that I can now take this slice. At least I thought I could. Where's the slice end for this window? No, the slice stays at the same place. Perfect. Love it when a plan comes together. All I need to do now is just re-output this image. Oh wait, you know what? Let's do this. I believe Christine, or CastPixel, she goes on Twitter, has already updated this file. So let's not save this. And let's go back into our file here. Yep, she's so good. She's the best. Look at that. We already got new artwork. I want to see, I'm actually kind of curious to see how far off hers is from mine. Oh, see, hers is so much better. That's why she's awesome. All right. I think I was close. I was along the same lines with the trash can now. All right. The test layer. And now we can output this, save it, and everything should work out fine. The only thing we need to do now is just copy this screen and paste it back over onto the sprites page, save it, and rebuild the sprite database. And that honestly is going to be the majority of what needs to be done. We're going to rebuild this here, and we're going to quit this. And what's funny is that I think, well, I mean, hold on a second, I need to get my drink. For some reason, I put my drink as far away as possible. For the most part, a lot of games don't have a lot of files. So there's 18 files here. So that would be scrolling, we'd have to scroll 2 heights of this. So that's going to be fine. All right, I wanted to run this now, and we should have a much cleaner looking window. There we go. And now we have the tooltips at the bottom. We can close the window. The one thing we can't do is move the window. This is sort of like a faux desktop. I haven't decided if I'm really going to get into that. I did notice one little error here on the button. This just needs to be copied over this. Oh, is it just empty now? I can fix that. All right, let me redo this so that the scroll bar stuff looks correct. And we're probably going to add in the scroll bar next. Copy this, paste this over. It was just like a little, I noticed it here, it was just like a little bit at the top, it's from the button. So let's exit this and rebuild the sprite database with a sprite table, and we should be good to go. All right, so now, all right, cool. Everything looks good. The other things that we can start doing is we can put the path at the top of the window. So these are all like little details. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to get it to read the file system right now. I just wanted to see if this worked. What we should do though is let's see if we can change these into toggle buttons. don't know if these are going to work. I might have to create custom buttons for these things. Yeah, that's not going to work how it's supposed to. That's technically what it should do, is it should stay inverted like that. All right, I'm gonna have to look. I'm probably gonna wind up making like a custom file icon thingy for it, especially with the way it clears itself is a little sloppy. It's just not clearing the background tiles correctly. But I think for the most part, that's generally what we're going for. I was just gonna send Christine a picture real quick. So, all right, what's next on our list? I think the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to make these regular buttons for right now until I can get back in and fix that. All right, let's add this scroll bar. One of these was in here already. Vertical slider. $192.28. And the height is going to be 194. And there's a few things in here that I want to get rid of. This on page, on picker button, on radio button, on checkbox, on page change, on picker next. Or we'll just comment this out because we might need it. I don't think I'm going to need any of it later, but we'll get rid of this on value change. We need this method on disable action, action, on volume field, on menu quit, on close window. This we use up there. All right, so now we should have a scroll bar. All right, we gotta do two things here. First off, we only want to create the scroll bar when we open the window. And when we close the window, we're going to make this nil. And then the next thing we want to do is we need to move this up by 2 pixels, I think. And that'll get us to a place where, oops, that was the X. I feel like this needs to be down by 1 more. 195. There we go. All right. Oops, that's not good. What's basically happening is that the scroll bar is very close to this button. You can actually see the overlay right here, which is sort of problematic. What we need to do is we need to create a hit rect on this button, and we got to make sure that the button is always updated after the slider. All right, so let's go and let's create a hit rect. Manually create the hit rect for this guy. So here's the close button. I equals 0. Width equals the width equals, well, let's see here. What I believe it's 16. So we want it to be, technically what we should do is it should be let's try moving this over by 2, 10, 10. H equals 10. And see if this works. I can't remember if the hit rect was what I called it, but there is something in here where you can override. Oh, I see. All right, what I want to do is two things here. First off, the hit rect actually needs to be the close button dot rect dot x plus 2 and y plus 2. The other thing I need to do is when we roll over this button, we're going to make this magenta. And this way, when it shows over it, it doesn't mask off the slider. So let's save this. And then let's just copy this, paste this, merge this, save this, go back here, exit this, open up this, rebuild the Sprite database, quit this, and rerun it. Okay. So now we should be able to scroll up. The problem is that the hand cursor is off. So we have to fix that. Maybe it's a good thing that the mouse is off right now. I can fix that alignment. Let me find the mouse. So mouse cursor V2. The hand cursor needs to be up by -2. And let's just realign this. All right, make this 1. And now this should be aligned correctly. So now it's right at the tip of the mouse. I mean, there is a bug in the framework where if I'm dragging this and I roll over another button and I release, it basically triggers that button, and that's something I gotta fix. It's just usually I don't have two interactive things this close to each other. That's not good. What I wanted to do is make sure that this hand cursor is also where it needs to be. So let's move the hand cursor up 1 and take a look at how that works. All right, so that's at the right place. We should also move I thought there was a hand cursor down or something. All right, it is at the right position, so that's fine. All right, so now we have our slider, which is good. Let's go ahead and we're going to create a label for where the path is right now. I was thinking of something. I don't know if CastPixel will be up for it, but what I was kind of thinking was that I wonder if when we open up a file path, if we should change the path here. And create a little folder icon. Because what I'm actually thinking is that, what if I just moved this here, and did that. It looks kind of weird. It is Mac-like though. I mean, that is how the Mac works. Let me send the picture to Christine, see what she thinks. All right, so let's see what Christine has to say about that. Because what we can do here is if we like open this up and we did path, we could do Pixel Vision OS change title to path, and right now he uses this. What I was thinking is that we could do something like this. Ah, it's not clearing the title bar. I thought I fixed that. Title bar. Pixel Vision OS title bar 2. I swore that when I changed when I called change title, it cleared this. Pixel Vision OS v2. Change title. Draw rect. Hold on, let's look at this real quick. Let's make a screenshot. So we would do 30. So the position would be 30, 0, the width would go all the way out to 140 by 8. Tile map cache. Let's see if this clears the title bar. It's supposed to. I thought I'd fix this bug. All right, there we go. See if I'm actually gonna do this real quick and set this up because I think it's a little bit better looking. Rebuild file system. Yeah, I like it better on the left. As a Mac user, it seems to appeal to my Mac sensibility. I want this here. Watch her tell me no. I don't know why Photoshop is just like stupid lately. And why it pastes below the layer instead of on top of the layer so you can't see it anymore. Like, it just makes no sense. All right, so we would basically have this. All right, I'm going to, I'm going to export, save these images. And then I need to move this over by 1 pixel. Merge, merge, merge. And then you export again. At least I sort of got this workflow down, I guess. That's like the good news. I've gotten pretty good now at building this stuff out. Let's see. So now I need to come into here. Rebuild this, quit, and now if I run this, it should look really nice. I need to move the I need to move that button over. So that's 8 by 16, close button. 8. Let me send this over to CastPixel. Let's see what she thinks. I don't know. I might put the I don't know. I'll have to see what she has to say about that. I don't know if she's gonna like that. I'm not totally sold on this here, but at least. I'm gonna put the title here, and we'll just we'll go from there. So what I want to do is let's copy out this function, and Pixel Vision OS. We don't need this. We're just gonna do change window title. We can leave an optional icon name for right now, but I don't think I'm going to use it. Because what I wanted to do was title bar v2. See, this is where all the logic goes for. Excuse me for this. Data pixel. I just wanted to see where I actually draw the title. Draw menu bar. Draw title bar menu item. Update title bar. I can do this myself. This is not a big deal. Basically what I would just do is text, title bar title is text. Let's just hide this for right now, and then what we'll do is draw text. Text will be, where's the text going to go? 2416. 2416 draw mode tile map cache. Font would be small. This would be 0, and this would be -4, because I think small is the font that I'm using here. Yeah, -4. Oh, the T2 text, it should be 12, right? The color should be, the offset color should be 12, 24. So this would be 24, 16, and then the 168 by 8. 168 by 8. Draw timeout. Okay, so we're going to change this now to here. And let's just see what this looks like. Well, okay, first off, we need to put this at the very end, or else you won't even see it, because the window draws over it. Workspace 12. I think it should be 15. Sorry, you can hear the washer in the background. Apparently, when I said I was going to do a stream, that didn't matter. Medium. So, what we need to do is text upper think that's not bad. Alright, so now we can close this window. And we're pretty good. I think I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break, and then I'll come back. And let's see, what time is it? It is 2:21. So let's just do we'll do 2:25-ish, and I'll be back shortly, and then at least the washer can finish its spin cycle. All right. I think I'm going to end this stream for a little bit. It doesn't look like many people are up watching now, and I'm going to go. I want to talk to Caspixel about a few things anyway. So if you are watching the stream, thanks for watching, and I'll try to stream a little bit more after next week and get back into a regular cycle because these random streams don't appear to be that popular. So thanks everyone for watching, and talk to you later.